with this, man. Boom. All right, so this is some pretty interesting news I got for you. In the midst of all the layoffs going on in the gaming industry, tone deaf company Electronic Arts CEO went on to say that 60% of development processes could be impacted by generative AI. So in the midst of all these massive layoffs, which by the way, I don't think they're done. Sounds like a whole lot more might be coming on the way, unfortunately. Talk about tone deaf. Look at this guy. Let me turn my beat down a little bit. Fresh from laying off 5% of EA's workforce, which by the way, this is the second layoff they did this year. Company CEO Andrew Wilson, shout out to Kid Trunks with the sub, appreciate it. Andrew Wilson took to the stage at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media and Telecom Conference to oppose the benefits of AI in the world of game development. In an audio recording of the Q&A session available on the EA website, Wilson said the dawn of generative AI technology is incredibly exciting and something EA is embracing deeply. When asked to help onlookers understand how AI might impact and transform game businesses, Wilson explained that the company has been using machine learning AI for a while to refine gameplay elements such as how players run in Madden. So the first thing I want to comment on is this is fucking hilarious. Well, this is actually the second thing. So first of all, it's tone deaf to have this conversation in the middle of all these layoffs. But then second, the first example you give of how powerful and how amazing AI is for gaming is for Madden. We're using AI to improve the physics and the running in Madden. Nigga, Madden hasn't been good since like 08. Like what the fuck are you talking about? You said ever? Nah, I'm not gonna say that. Madden had a nice run. Madden had a nice run from like 04 to like 08. Minus 05. I wasn't a big one of 05. That was a nice run for Madden. And then after that, it was like a lot of mid. Before that, you had like a lot of people would consider the classics, like the old Genesis and Nintendo games and shit like that. But like, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna give them their clout. From like 04 to 08, Madden had a nice run. That's the last Madden I genuinely enjoyed was Madden 08. But this nigga said, yeah, AI is improving our physics in Madden. Let's go on to see what else he has to say. But looking beyond that, he says AI is the most exciting evolution of the tech by a fairly wide margin and is thought about internally on three core vectors: efficiency, expansion, and transformation. So he thinks AI will make game development more efficient, which I don't doubt that because it's a robot, right? Robots don't have to sleep. The problem is in expansion and transformation. I don't doubt any of these things he says, right? My only issue is I have yet to see AI really be able to replicate the human experience. Like it can do like some basic art and shit like that, but like AI hasn't made The Godfather, you know? AI hasn't made, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan. AI hasn't made Star Wars. AI can draw a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it hasn't created that emotion, that amazing. I'm not saying it won't ever get there, but we're just not there yet. To AI made Madam Web, right? So to say that it's going to increase efficiency, expansion, and transformation, I have to ask at what expense? You're right. Robots don't have to sleep, but is making a game quicker, more efficiently going to make it better? Red flag quote. Is the game gonna be fun, my nigga? That's what we care about. And that's something humans can create because we understand other humans. The thing about efficiency is this is really about how do we make what we do today more efficient. And for everyone who knows about our business, it's an incredibly iterative development cycle and an incredibly time consuming, which is why games are now taking 6 or 7 years to build, he said, which is bullshit, by the way. These games are taking 5, 6, 7. In the case of Skull and Bones, it took damn near 20. Because you niggas are doing that. You're pumping all this money into it. It's really sunken cost fallacy if you want to talk about it. Skull and Bones is the if there could be a picture of sunken cost fallacy, it would be Skull and Bones. You niggas knew that shit was gonna suck. That's why it took you 10 years to develop this shit. And if you read the articles on it, it said they rebuilt that game from the ground up multiple times, which, by the way, this might sting to hear, but they're doing the same shit with Metroid Prime 4. Remember, they said they restarted the development. That means they did not like what they were creating. You didn't stick to your original vision, and then it creates multiple visions, and then it gets all muddy and you get some bullshit. So to be like, oh, it's taking 5, 6, 7, that's on you. That's on you. You need better leadership. You need better creative directors and developers. Say, this is what we're making and we're going this way. It sounds like right now there's too many hands in the kitchen and it's fucking shit up and you're spending more money than ever. We've done a study across all the processes of game development, and about 60% of all our processes have a high feasibility to be possibly impacted by AI. Now, an example of that might be how we build a stadium in one of our sports games. That would typically take us 6 months. This past year, it took us 6 weeks. It's unnatural for us to believe that in the coming years, it'll take us 6 days. First of all, a stadium, nigga. He acts like stadiums are changing year to year. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the only new stadium I know that's coming out right now is the Clippers Stadium. That's supposed to open up next year, I believe, or later this year or something like that. I think next year, next season. But like, new stadiums are not built all the time, so you niggas are just reusing assets and upping the resolution. Fuck out of here, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if the world government start passing laws against AI and robots taking jobs. Like, for example, every job AI or robot takes, they have to hire 2 human workers. I was about to say, you can't stop innovation. You can't stop what's already in motion. But maybe something like, I could see laws put in place where, like, yeah, kind of like what you said, like, you have to hire X amount of number of humans. You can't just have an all AI kind of. I could see that happening, but who knows? The thing about efficiency is, this is really about how do we make. Oh, I already read that. That's what I just read. My bad. If you roll that out across every aspect of development, we think there's meaningful efficiency we can drive. We don't have the map on it yet. I would tell you in the back of my mind, my orientation is, how can we use generative AI to make us 30% more efficient as a company? How in the 3 years from today could we be 30% more efficient? He says part of the process is understanding how to get developers to embrace the tech, but feels AI tools will ultimately help creators more quickly achieve greatness. Where expansion is concerned, he stated that AI was used to increase the number of run cycles in EA Sports FC 24 from 12 to 1200. Last I checked, people thought that game was mid. That was all done with AI, he explained, before claiming that the upswing makes the gameplay experience more unique and immersive, which in turn drives player numbers, engagement, and revenue. Where there is real personalized content bespoke to me and my friends, monetization is 10 to 20% greater, he added. Of course, that's what it's really all about. It's all about money. Looking beyond that, Wilson feels AI tools will help democratize the game industry by letting billions of players create personal content or even build their own universes within the publisher's various tech platforms. I can see that. All of a sudden, it'll make game development like for the everyday man. All of a sudden, we are the beneficiaries of platform economics. And for me, that's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for us in addition to what we would otherwise get out of regular growth, he says. For AI, for us, it's early days. We all know it's early. Every day we read about some incredible advancement or incredible mistake that some chatbot has made when blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Yeah, Fortnite is already doing that. So yeah, I can see that being done with like more companies and their engines and shit like that. What up, Wavy Cake? It seems the EU is the true democracy while America is slowly going into corporate overloads. I know, right? It's freaking crazy. I would say with this news, first of all, a big red flag is he keeps talking about the sports games, right? It's a red and a green flag. It sounds like to me they're What up, Woo? BBL Woo was in the building. It sounds like to me they're experimenting with AI when it comes to their sports games. This is good. This is good. Because remember, EA owns some of our favorite games. Mass Effect, Dragon Age, fucking Titanfall, Apex. You name it. They own a lot of really good properties. But it sounds like they're not using the AI tools for those games quite yet. The experiment field is Madden and FIFA and probably NHL, which is good because, you know, that audience isn't as vocal. They'll take anything. They get fucked every year and they don't care. And I say that because if you read the article, he keeps bringing up Madden. So it sounds like they're going to use AI to experiment inside of Madden and FIFA. So I say that to say this: we should really start paying attention more to these sports games, probably in the next 3 to 5 years, seeing what they do, what they change, and the overall quality. Because the quality's been bad in these sports games already. Is it getting significantly worse? Who's to say that won't infect other games? This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna save this one or stop playing them. Well, you know, FIFA niggas and Madden niggas is not gonna stop playing. You gotta keep in mind, people who watch my stream don't really play Madden. I'm not saying there's nobody in the chat that doesn't play Madden, because even I've played Madden in the past. But I'm saying majority of my audience, I don't think they play Madden, at least hardcore. So like, they're not receiving the message that I'm talking about, and even if you give them the message, they don't care. Podcast notes. True Sports Games were the first to introduce loot boxes. Yeah. Let's see. EA wants more AI. Boom. How many gigs of RAM do I have? 32, I think. All right, and keeping things thumbnail creation stream when? No time soon. I don't have a thumbnail to make right now. EA says Apex Legends will expand beyond the traditional Battle Royale universe. Let's keep things in the EA. You excited for the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight? No. I watched a video the other day that was talking about like the era of influencer boxing is kind of dying, and I agree. Apparently, like Jake Paul, one of them Paul brothers, I always get I'm not gonna lie, I don't know which one is which. Apparently they fought recently, like a week or two ago. Nobody was talking about it. I didn't know he fought either. Like, I don't care about that shit. That shit is a check for Mike Tyson. And at this point, it's a joke. Like, he doesn't box real people. Who cares, bro? Go fight Tank, nigga. Well, he can't because he's not good enough, but you get the point. Go fight a real fighter. Until then, I don't care. Mike Tyson, whether he wins or loses, doesn't mean anything. He's an old man. Apex Legends players can expect to start seeing the game expand beyond the traditional BR universe over the coming years as EA looks to attract more players to the franchise. Translation: we made a lot of money with Apex Legends, and we're not ready to let this die because we really don't have too many other games in the pocket. Battlefield isn't selling like that. Mass Effect Andromeda flopped. We don't really know what the new Dragon Age is going to do, nor do we know what the new Mass Effect is going to do. Titanfall 3 is never going to come out because fuck you. So we're going to find a way to continue to milk Apex. Speaking at the Morgan Stanley Tech Media and Telecom Conference on Wednesday, EA CEO Andrew Wilson outlined a plan where he believes he can lead to incredible growth for Respawn's live service game, which celebrated its 5th anniversary in February. Wilson said Apex Legends is the most successful new game IP. I'm not throwing it, dude. No, thank you. Take your bone. Bye. New game IP launches the last 10 to 15 years, having built a community of hundreds of millions of players with inevitable churn rate. If you're thinking about streaming services, which are dealing with 40 and 50% churn, we've got a core community in Apex that has a 75% retention over the course of a 5-year period. It's an incredible franchise, he said. But in the growth of franchises, we do see ebb and flows, and where we've gotten to with Apex is where we've gotten the first cohort of community that's been with us now for 5 years, and it's big, it's large, it's global, and it's deeply engaged. Wilson went on to discuss EA's strategy for growing the franchise over the next 5 to 10 years. Initially, this will be focused on making the game more accessible, and after that, more culturally relevant to different markets. He said, throw the bone? Nah. Because if I throw it once, I'm going to have to throw it a million times. Nope. I throw his bone and his toys all the time off stream. It's an incredible game. It's a core game. It's not for the faint of heart when you come into it, especially because it's full of cheaters right now. And that's part of its charm and part of why people love it, he said. But job number one for us is how do we make that a little more new player friendly? And that's what you're starting to see. You're starting to see with season 20, which is really built around how do we drive more acquisition and more engagement. Translation: the numbers are cool, but we need to make more money off this, guys. This is the second EA article we read, and I can't help but notice everything is around how do we make more money. I have not seen any quote from EA CEO that says something about creativity, more fun, It's just like, how can we cast a wider net? How can we sell you more shit, man? Jeez. And I would say the early signs of that have been very promising. We're starting to see numbers that are more like the numbers that we've seen at the peak. The game's been out for 5 years. I'm not saying it'll never happen, but the likelihood that it'll ever be as big as it was back in like season 2 is most likely never gonna happen. You only get one time to be the new kid on the block. There's always new kids on the block, bruh. So what the best case scenario is, you have to figure out how you survive while new people are coming in, because you'll never be the hot new thing, right? This is why I be trying to tell y'all, this is why I don't get mad. I don't understand dudes who sit on the internet and get mad at chicks who have OnlyFans. Like, first of all, being a hoe is not a long-term business model. Let them live their life. 2, it's always a new chick turning 21 every day. It's a new chick turning 18 every day, bruh. That chick you hate for whatever dumb reason is gonna be replaced by a new one who repeats the cycle. Just let the cycle go. Yin and yang. Yin and yang. I don't know where I went with that shit. God damn, get a fucking life. Let them hoes be hoes, bro. You can't. What J. Cole say? Those who save them, you don't want to be saved, bro. These niggas said we retain 75% of our player base since the early days, and they said that's not enough, bro. This is why shit fails. Greed. Apex Legends Breakout is the most fluid, fast-paced, and rewarding game has felt like, which, by the way, that's fucking amazing. Like, that's a very rare thing. But that's not enough. Has felt in years by focusing on simplicity and removing as many barriers to shooting other players as possible. We said at the game's latest season we launched in February. The next phase will then be, how do we think about more modalities of play? How do you expand beyond the traditional Battle Royale franchise? And then how do we start to see that in the coming year, Wilson said. It must suck to be a developer on this shit. You don't get to do nothing creative. You heard Japan is banning tourists in Kyoto, Geisha's district, because tourists are acting like fools. Nah, but it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the thing I hate about capitalism is like, and in its most extreme form, you have groups of people like this that don't understand, like, yo, what's the population at right now? Like 8, maybe 9 billion. There's 8 billion people on Earth. Only a small subsection of them play video games. And then only a subsection of those people who play video games will be interested in your video game. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no such thing as unlimited expansion, for the simple fact that everybody is not into video games. So the best thing you can do is appease the people that are already there, create dope shit. Word of mouth is more powerful than ever thanks to social media. I'd argue Helldivers 2, that's one of the biggest reasons why it's so successful. Word of mouth. That game didn't have no heavy advertising. People just like it. People just memeing it. People are posting their clips. Other people see it. The FOMO kicks in. But like, all I hear is we're going to use AI, make things more efficient. We're going to add new microtransactions and shit. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Nah, because Helldivers 2 trailer was garbage. That's an incredible appetite. That's an incredible receptiveness towards the IP, and we just haven't broken through with the acquisition, engagement, and monetization yet. And as soon as we think about that or go forward, as you make it a new user-friendly, as you start to add more things to do in the world, expand the modality of play, and you start to meaningfully culturalize those around the world in the markets that we haven't even scratched the surface on yet, we think that's incredible growth for the future. Yeah. Blah, blah. More money, more power, blah, blah, blah. AI does not make things better. It can make certain things more efficient and streamlined, and there's other things that I'm still not convinced on it yet. And like this stuff, like, I don't know. Yo, shout out to FC3 with the sub. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's the EA corporate overlord news that I got for y'all. What was the other joint? And failure news. Other corporate failure news. Crossplay has been temporarily made unavailable for Mortal Kombat 1 players on PC. Mortal Kombat 1 released in September. It just got crossplay like last week, and they already turned that shit off after waiting damn near a year, or half a year, to get crossplay. They had to turn it off on PC. Let's see why. After waiting a few months beyond its initial release, crossplay finally joined all the major systems together on online play for the first time in the Mortal Kombat game. Earlier today, however, NetherRealm Studios announced they temporarily made crossplay unavailable on the PC version of Mortal Kombat 1. Crossplay for PC is currently unavailable for maintenance. PC users still able to go against other PC users, and crossplay for consoles still available. Keep an eye for posts. So we don't know when we don't know when they're gonna turn it back on. So I guess it doesn't work very well on PC. Waited 6 months for this shit and it still doesn't work. Take this game out back and shoot it, bro. Tekken is dicking Mortal Kombat 1 down, bro. And so is Street Fighter. Street Fighter is having a resurgence because they just dropped Ed. Tekken and Street Fighter are dicking Mortal Kombat down. I can't wait for Evo when all 20 niggas show up for this shit for the fucking $10 prize pot. That shit gonna be dead as fuck. They gonna have this shit in the corner with the anime fighters. Bro, how do they still have a loyal fan base? I don't know. That statement sounds so wild. Not the tag team juggle. Like, take this game back. It's just like, it's a dud, bro. It's a fucking dud. And it's a shame to see. It's really a shame to see. Add some content or something. That Peacemaker update ain't hitting because I don't really see nobody talking about that shit. Yarn. John Cena can only do so much for the IP. It said what happened to this game too. It's really sad because Mortal Kombat it's not the most popular in like the FGC, but it is the best selling fighting game for those of you unaware. Mortal Kombat has always had like mass appeal to it's the biggest fighter for like casual fighting game fans. And I think that has to do with the story, kind of the blood and the glory, the goriness of it. But it's always been like in third place. Well, no, like more like second. It always battled with Tekken for like second place, I think. Yo, shout out to Black Hoodie with the sub. What else we got for you? Apparently the PlayStation blog is full of people upset about Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC. Let's get a good laugh in here, guys. Sony ponies are upset more people have access to the game that they love. This is the most fascinating thing to me about gamers, man. People claim they love a game that a lot of people said should have won Game of the Year over The Last of Us 2. But which is funny because this nigga's icon is The Last of Us 2. But then you get upset when more people have access to the game. Can we get something other than boring, useless PC announcements? You don't care. PC is getting more first-party games this year than PS5. Horizon, God of War. What's next? The Astroport. Raging over plastic is crazy. It's a 4-year-old game. Right. Sony's trash. Sony's fallen. These niggas is hella invested in this plastic. Yeah, then Sony's curious why they don't reach their PS5 console sales goal. It's a 4-year-old game. I don't think first of all, Ghost of Tsushima was a PS4 game. Let's not forget that. The sales of Ghost of Tsushima do not affect the PS5. What the fuck are you talking about, Sackboy? All the consoles are down PCs. Well, yeah, obviously they're computers. It was a PS4 game. Like, yo, the revisionist history is insane. I'm not throwing it, dude. Take your ball and leave. Get your ball. Skirt. That's fucking funny. It's not that deep. It is to these people, man. It is to these people. And any chance I get to clown them, I will. Don't forget, these are just pieces of plastic. We just read those EA articles we read 2 EA articles quoting the CEO of EA. This nigga didn't say nothing about innovation, paying the developers more, creativity, adding more value to the consumer, making sure the games work day one. Didn't say none of that. This nigga said, we think we can grow 20 to 30% and make a more dollar in a dollar bill, y'all. Biggie said, more money, more problems. Well, I want them problems. That's what I heard. This fucking air in my house is on. I'm cold. Let me turn this air on. Boy, get out my face. Didn't hear nothing about no innovation. I saw that one tweet. Is it coming to PS4? Oh, the one dude that I retweeted said, will this game show up on the PS4? Brother, That's exactly how I feel. The PS4 came out in 2013. I'm never gonna stop clowning you niggas, bro. It came out in 2013. You had 11 years to save up for the PS5. You knew the PS5 was coming. You know why? Because Sony doesn't ever change. At some point, they're going to announce the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 6. If we look at the data and we study the patterns. So if you know you're a brokey and you plan on remaining a brokey, you don't want to upgrade your life, you might as well start saving now for the Pro and the PS6, at least the PS6. That's all I'm saying. You probably got another good 5-6 years. Start saving up now. Just put like $5 away a month. You might make it. I don't know. But crying about your fucking 2013 computer, your E-machine ass PS4 not working. I don't feel any sympathy for you niggas. If you had 11 years, if you can't afford it, I'm gonna be honest, gaming's not for you. You need to go back to school, or you need to go to trade school, and you need to focus on upgrading your life and improving your life, because you have a low quality of life. You have a low quality of life. You can't even put a PS5 on layaway, my nigga. God damn. It's looking like the unicorn overlay. Just priorities just fucked up, bro. Yeah, remaining a brokey is insane behavior. What else we got? If you can't do 5 a month, that's crazy. I gotta get the new sneakers, bro. Yeah, we need. Yeah, go get that CDL, my nigga. You can put the PS5 in the fucking truck. Which, jokes aside, I know somebody who does that. Funny enough, you can really do that shit. Fucking you just got a new follower on X. I appreciate it, Street. What up? What up? Funny enough, UPS. The joke is always UPS is always hiring. You can make up to like $170,000 at UPS now. That's good money. If you are able-bodied, I don't want to hear nothing about. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, damn, maybe I need to get a job at UPS. Like, yeah, damn. Good money. You working out, getting to see the city and shit. It's tiring. Yeah, it's backbreaking work, but that's good money. I work for Amazon. They'll pay for that CDL. Get that CDL, my boy. New Fallout trailer dropped. For those unaware, Amazon is publishing a show based off the Fallout universe. It's coming to their platform exclusively on Prime Video. When is it supposed to drop? April 11th. It drops April 11th. This is the second trailer. For those unaware, Fallout is a popular series produced by Bethesda, the same people who brought us Starfield. Hopefully this show is better than Starfield and Fallout 76.
Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place.
Garbage man is the most wanted job in NYC. My father makes $200K just picking up trash. He's not lying. How do I put this? A lot of Americans have been brainwashed into thinking. I think it's like keeping up with the Joneses. I feel like a lot of Americans want to not only make money, but they want a job that's perceived to be more respectful, if that makes sense. Because garbage men make a lot of money. Fucking plumbers, electricians, truck drivers. Most people who in America who make like $100K or more are blue collar workers. You got to look into this stuff. HVAC and a lot of this stuff. 2 years of school, get your certification and go. Some of them even a year. Yep, they want the title to sound advanced. Got to get out of that mindset. Are you trying to be comfortable or are you trying to fucking impress social media?
A veritable camel.
Also, those jobs cannot be replaced by AI. Shit's crazy.
Not by God Almighty, but the working man.
You can be a hero by purchasing.
It looks like they're spending some money on this show.
Today. Because if the worst should happen tomorrow, the world is going to need you to build a better day after.
Some dude on TikTok has a janitor company with his dad and is making 6 figures. That's real. You can make a company cleaning shit. You can make a company cutting grass and stuff like that. You know how I know? It's funny you brought that up, Saint. When I was in high school, so my dad was in the military, but my dad's side hustle was 2 things. He was a cook in the military. He had his own catering business that he would do on the weekend. And then he also had a cleaning business. So one of the jobs I had when I was in middle and high school was I was a janitor. And he would get contracts to clean buildings. So like a lot of times I would spend this is why I'm such a hard worker. A lot of times I would spend my weekend. He put the company name in me and my brother's names. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but I would spend my weekends cleaning like high-rise apartment buildings, basically. He would like earn contracts. Easy money. 100K type shit, bruh. Something that you don't need a fucking degree for. Just go make a damn bit. You just need like a few $100 to file for the LLC, get some cleaning supplies. Come on, man. You just got to get creative. You got to get at your fucking ego. It looked like they spending some money on this show.
The mission of the vaults should be important.
I worked at a bank in 2020, saw people starting cleaning companies. Now they all make 6 figures. Cleaning might be the wave, low key, because we just was talking about how a lot of Americans too busy trying to look rich. So a lot of people think they too good to clean. You better run it the fuck up. Yo, shout out to what else, Ziggy?
Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years?
Holy shit.
Cleaning pools.
Little vault dweller.
Shit, pool boy, good money, and you get to fuck the wife.
I thought all you dipshits were dead.
Not all you dipshits are dead.
What you're doing is insane.
I don't set the world
It isn't like the vault out there. It's big.
fire. I just want to start.
So this takes place in LA.
I've had a rough week. Practically every person I've met up here has tried to kill me.
I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
You
You need to go home. You come from a world of rules, of laws.
Does this make me want to play Fallout 76? No. No.
Should not be alone.
Makes sense. No CGI needed. I mean, that looks CGI. If not, it's one of those. What's that tech they used it in the Avatar and they used it in the Mandalorian? It's a new tech Hollywood's using. The big blue screen and it's like an oval, and they changed the background. What's that shit called? The Netflix Avatar show looked good too. I'm staying skeptical of this show. Is it just a blue screen? The volume? Yeah. Sometimes that shit looks good, but then like other times, like there's a lot of moments. I would say like 60 to 70% of the time it doesn't look good in the Avatar show. And then there's times where it does look good. I think it looked better in the Mandalorian. I think the issue with Avatar is they relied way too much on it. Nothing should make you want to play Fallout. Goddamn, what should be for Fallout? I like Fallout 3 and 4. Chill. I feel like as long as you use it correctly, it's good. But I think this technology will be amazing like in the next 10 years though. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with this video?
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
To hurt the people who hurt me.
The Brotherhood of Steel.
Going to come after
Sounds
you.
like a porno.
Ain't much stage cleanup here, Volty. Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs. Look out at this wasteland.
Yeah, like the sets on this look better, but then again, it's a trailer, but it looks like they have more on location sets.
Looks like chaos, but there's always somebody behind the wheel.
What is happening here?
This looks good.
Everyone wants to save the world. They disagree on how.
No hip hop music in
There
it.
you are,
We're gonna watch this.
killer.
My only question about this show and my only concern with this is I'd be worried this takes the route of The Walking Dead. That's why The Walking Dead just never fucking ends, bro. Which is ironic because the show became The Walking Dead. Like literally, it lost its soul. My only concern with this is what's the end game for the show? Like what's the premise? Because if you play the games, right? A nuclear holocaust happens. The world changes, super mutants everywhere. Like in theory, if they wanted to, the show could never end. Because like the premise of it, the show is like the world changes after all the nukes go off, right? Like what's the end game is like kind of like in Horizon, at least there's an end game. Like I don't want to spoil too much of Horizon. Yeah, there could be infinite spin-offs with this shit. Horizon, I feel like there could be a proper end game because you learn where the technology come from, and they're trying to restore the world. Like, are they trying to restore the world back to what it was? That's what I want to know. If not, and it's just her living in this post-apocalyptic world, this shit might never end, and that would be my concern with it. I really need Walking Dead to end. It's becoming One Piece. They could make the seasons like an anthology. All of them span from different games. I think it's supposed to be an we'll see. So far, it looks good, though. It looks good.